There are a lot of biomes in Minecraft, and I really enjoy building. So in this video, I'm going to be building in every biome. Hello, I'm Faberistry, and before we begin, please do consider subscribing as well as liking that smash button. It really helps out a lot. And now, without any further ado, let's begin. The Plains biome. This is the oldest biome in Minecraft. So, I decided to build an old medieval style house. I used spruce columns for support beams, stone and stone bricks for the lower walls, and bone blocks for the upper walls. I also built a small and detailed interior. And finally, I neatened up the exterior. Next up, to contrast the oldest biome in the game, I went to the newest biome, the mountains. This gold biome is where you can find powdered snow, and one special ability of powdered snow is that you just sink down it, and so I can use this to create a hidden base in the mountain biome. I made this secret base have a moss carpet running throughout, as well as using spruce as the main block for supports and for detailing. Also, I had several areas for storage at the entrance and the exit of the base. Additionally, I mined out a small area in the mountain and built a small meadow-inspired flower patch on one side and a goat enclosure on the other side. The snowy tundra. This is also a very cold biome, so I decided to make a small igloo. But inside the igloo led to an underground base. And inside this underground base, I had a small section for utilities, like storage, crafting, and enchanting. But most importantly, I made a much larger section where I created a skating ring for a boat. Why did I do this? Well, I have absolutely no idea, but it is fun to use. Okay, now moving on. We have the last cold biome in this video, and that's the ice spikes. Unlike the last build, I want this one to have some actual functionality. So I decided to hollow out one of the much larger ice spikes and create a water column inside. Then I made a small wooden building at the top of the ice spike, and I created a small ledge hanging off. And this meant that I was able to build a very ice elytra tower. The Lush Cave. Normally Lush caves are underground because they are, well, caves, but I found this amazing Lush cave that was exposed to the surface. So I decided that this is the Lush cave I'm going to be building in, and the best place that I could find to do this, in this particular biome, was in a small part of the cave that was still somewhat outside, but it was still slightly hidden. The build I made here was a hobbit hole inspired house, and I tried to make it fit in with the terrain as best as I could. This meant building a small farm just outside the house, as well as placing some more glowberries. And once I'd done that, I had quite a nice build. And so, after building in the Lush cave, I decided that I should go out and build in the only other cave biome, the Dripstone cave. The Dripstone caves can be super deadly. While that may sound bad, it actually makes it the perfect place to store secret treasure, because who would want to go exploring into a deadly cave? And so I built a small treasure chest holding some sparkling amethysts. The Flower Forest. This biome doesn't have anything of interest other than some colourful flowers, so I wanted to build something that added to the interest of this biome, and that's where I came up with the idea of building a Minecraft Stonehenge in a flower forest. Also, I had amethyst growing all over the Stonehenge because it just adds even more to the lore of this build. The Taiga. The spruce forests are the home to my favourite type of wood, spruce. Spruce is just amazing for so many builds in Minecraft, especially Minecraft houses. And as spruce is so great for building houses, I decided to build a spruce house in the Taiga biome. I made this house on the coastal part of this biome, and that's why I also built a small dock to the side of this house, as it was right by the ocean. The ocean. This is probably the biggest biome in all of Minecraft. So I'm going to create the smallest build yet for this biome. I created a small wooden boat made out of spruce trapdoors, spruce slabs, and unlit campfires. Then on this boat I had piles of barrels for storage, as well as various chests all over the boat too. Afterwards I placed some custom lily pads around the boat, as well as a lily pad path leading from the boat to an island. The desert. This biome is the complete opposite to the ocean, so I wanted to build something that was the complete opposite to my ocean build, and therefore I created a desert-themed gold mine. I wanted this build to have plenty of gold throughout, and so I had veins of gold on the sides of the tunnel inside the mine. As well as that, I had piles of raw gold just outside the mine. Additionally, I used some invisible item frames so that I could place some golden nuggets near the build. Furthermore, to add to the landscape of the desert mines, I built a dried up pond nearby. The Badlands. The regular Badlands are normally attached to an eroded Badlands, so that means that the regular Badlands usually have amazing views of the eroded Badlands landscape. Therefore, I decided to build a hot air balloon. This way I could have a base that has some of the greatest views of the eroded Badlands in the entire game. The Mushroom Islands. This weird biome is the home to the massive mushroom plants and is a great place to farm mushroom blocks, and so I wanted to use the mushroom blocks as a key part of the house I was going to be building. After I built the mushroom themed house, it looked a little bit out of place, so to fix that I tried to integrate the build into the terrain. I did this by creating a small pond, as well as building a path leading into the house made out of cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, and I also planted some more of the large mushrooms around the path as well. The Dark Oak Forest. This is one of the creepiest biomes in Minecraft, in my opinion. It is very dark here and it can be very dangerous at night. So to add to that creepy atmosphere, I created a log cabin hidden in the Dark Oak Forest. But not just any log cabin, I made this an abandoned log cabin and tried to make it very clear that it was dangerous to be nearby it. However, I still built the smoke coming out of the cabin just to add to the intrigue of this build. The Swamp. As I said earlier, the Dark Oak Forest is one of the creepiest biomes in Minecraft, but the most creepy biome has to be the Swamp. This is because it's home to the Witch's Hut, the water is a green murky shade, and overall it's just quite a creepy place to be. And so I wanted to capture that atmosphere in my build, and the way that I did this was that I created a secret witch hideout, which unlike the boring Witch's Hut, there were witches actually making potions. And just to add even more to the scariness of this build, there were villagers trapped in cages and there were skeleton heads all over the place. The Birch Forests. Now it's time to go to a much brighter biome, like the Birch Forest. In this biome, I wanted to build something that was going to be unique, so I decided to build a hobbit hole embedded into the terrain. However, I did build on a hill, so that did make it a bit harder to add details to the terrain nearby the hobbit hole. However, I do think it worked out quite well after a while. The Savanna. This biome is the home to the acacia logs. Now, while they aren't the best types of logs, they do work quite well in builds in the savanna when used with the stone bricks. However, this can end up looking like quite a boring and dull build. So the way to fix this is to add splashes of other colours. For example, I built a pond with a wheat farm going around the pond. And I also built a deep slate path leading away from the house. Furthermore, I added some leaves on the side of the house, and I used hay bales in the roof as extra details. Also, I leashed some llamas onto the edges of the house just to add some life to the build as well. The Jungle, my favourite biome. I decided that for this biome, I wanted the main focus to be on a large set of nether portals. And as the jungle is quite a luscious biome, I wanted my build to have plenty of plants nearby. Hence the use of drip leaves, oak leaves, moss, and the use of mossy cobblestone in the paths. I also made sure that behind the nether portals was green concrete, so that the nether portals fit in more with the jungle. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing as well as liking that smash button. And I would recommend that you watch either of these two videos next. I know that you'll enjoy them. And until next time, thank you for watching.